back to another new vlog. I just got to school and it's Tuesday morning. If you watched my last vlog, then you saw that we did not have school yesterday. It was just a really nice, relaxing day. I was able to go do a big grocery shop, laundry. I actually graded a few things, so I brought all of that back here. I also did a bunch of those mandatory online trainings over the weekend. It's a good mix of relaxing, getting some house stuff done, and a little bit of work mixed in there. I don't have much time to chat this morning because in 20 minutes we have a meeting. This is a new type of meeting that I guess we're going to be having throughout the year, so we are gathering to have some time to plan small groups. I'm pretty sure that's just exactly how it sounds. We're told to bring materials that we want to use while we're planning some small groups. So I need to think about what I want to bring down there. Honestly, I might bring this reading assessment that I did. Alright, I'm going to bring my running records and the assessment that I looked at over the weekend. So I need to bring my laptop. That should do it. I just wanted to start the vlog off and say that I'm excited to take you along throughout this week in the classroom. This morning felt so hectic. I got to school and I had 30 minutes to come in after the weekend, kind of get myself settled, and then go off to that small group planning meeting. It ended up being just very casual. I was planning some reading small groups. Our morning started and I forgot I had a meeting during my plan time today. We always have a PLC on Tuesdays during our plan time. I keep feeling like it's Monday, so I forgot that we had that meeting during our plan time. So I went off to that and then just saw my kids for a couple minutes. We did some 99 math. We have about 10 minutes in between our co-curricular and our recess lunchtime. So we've been using that time to do 99 math every day. I love it because I see growth in their fluency and they're still enjoying it and they're motivated by it. So that's going really well. And then now is lunch. I'm just going to take a couple minutes to relax. The other thing about our mornings, which I very much appreciate, are they're very academically heavy. We have math first thing in the morning for an hour, then we go right into writing for about 35 minutes, and then we go into an hour of reading. I wouldn't have it any other way, but mornings are very busy and there's a lot going on. Then they go to co-curricular, recess, lunch, and my whole afternoon is spent doing science rotations and read aloud at the very end of the day. For science today, if you did not see in my last vlog, we are doing a dig and discover activity with some dinosaur eggs. I got these from Lakeshore Learning over the summer. Each one of my scientists are going to get a dinosaur egg, a chisel, and a brush. They're going to chip away the clay and then they're going to look for one of these dinosaurs in the egg. So I'm looking forward to that this afternoon. So that's obviously going to be a lot of fun and probably a little crazy. I love doing activities like that in science. I love to see my scientists excited, exploring, learning, but I also know that it's going to be a lot, probably pretty tiring and take up a lot of energy. So I'm just going to take a break right now. I also forgot to tell you that it's PJ day. Let me show you my outfit real quick. My camera died, so I just ate my lunch really quickly and kind of relaxed for a little bit, drank some water. I had a little bit of a headache, but that's going away now. I realized that I forgot to tell you that today is pajama day, so I'm wearing a top from Temu, and the back is the best part. I just think it's so sweet. And then I also have just some super comfy Amazon pants and my Adidas sneakers. I'm feeling super cozy and comfortable today. I didn't want to go all out though for pajama day because of course I have a haircut right after school. After school today I have pickup duty and then I have to go right to my haircut, so I won't be able to check in after school today, but I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, good morning, happy Wednesday. I got to school a couple minutes ago. I've started filming my morning for Instagram and TikTok, so I filmed a couple things already. I unpacked my bag, filled in my whiteboard because I did not fill in my whiteboard yesterday before I left. I started switching out my science bulletin board because today we're starting our next science unit. We're all done with our fossils, and yesterday the dino dig and discover was so much fun. My scientist had a lot of fun trying to figure out which dinosaur they were going to get, digging digging through them. It was something that was just really fun for everybody, which was fun to watch and be a part of. It did end up taking our full 40-minute block, especially with cleaning up. There was a lot of clay, and there's still a lot of clay on my floor. I'm pretty sure that when they vacuum, it'll be fine and it'll all come up, but they weren't able to vacuum my room last night. But it was also worth it, and everybody had a lot of fun, so I'm glad that we did it. Keeping that in my back pocket for next year as well. And now we're moving on to our human machine. We're starting today by looking at an owl catching a mouse, and that's going to be our anchor as we do our learning about our body. And like I said before, they always have a lot of fun with that one. I do have a staff meeting in about 15 minutes, so I wanted to do 2 more things before I go. I want to put my stickers on my homework. These are super cute. They just say clap, 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 but I made my little Bitmoji into some stickers last year with the company Sticker You, and they're adorable. I love using them. Anytime I'm putting stickers on something, I use them, and my kids really like them too. I'm going to put those onto their math homework, and then I wanted to print out our new concept quest because we started our new unit in math, but I still have our old concept quest in the bin over there, and that is just a challenge component of our curriculum. If they are done with their work, that's something that they can do to challenge themselves with the concepts that we're learning throughout that unit. I want to make sure I have the new ones available to them as they're wanting to do them. I'm going to print this, put the stickers on, and then I'm running off to our staff meeting this morning. I will catch up with you at lunch. It was a really fun morning, but I just dropped them off at recess and I'm taking a break right now. We had an assembly. We came back for a little less than an hour. I just had them working on some math that they needed to finish up, and then we went back for our other assembly, and by the time that was done, it was pretty much time for them to go to co-curricular. So they went off to Spanish, and now they're at recess and lunch. The only thing that I want to get done during my lunch is jumping in on our Halloween party planning email. I sent out a message in my e-blast asking if any adults at home were interested in planning, prepping our Halloween party, and I had quite a few reach out, so I put them in an email thread. They've been kind of going back and forth with some really fun ideas, and I'm just going to jump in right now, make sure that we don't need a sign of genius or anything, kind of sort through the emails, see what I can do to help. So I'm going to do that right now because that's coming up very, very quickly. Next week? Yeah, next week. So that's coming up very quickly. And then if I have any extra time, I'm working on a Cricut project today. I am going to Cricut, I'm sure you've seen it around, the little saying where it says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Something like this that I can use my Cricut to put that on my door in prep for World Kindness Day is coming in November. I'm also doing a project with Emily's class. We're getting our classes together to do a project. I haven't talked about that much yet, but we're going to meet for the first time tomorrow, so I'll kind of give you an idea of what we're doing together for that, and that's all coming up very quickly as well. So if I have time during lunch, I'll probably just work on designing it, and then that way after school today I can cut it all out and hopefully put it up on my door, get it all done today. It's something that I've always wanted to have in my classroom, but I haven't gotten to yet, so this is a good excuse for me to get that up, and that's really all I have going on right now. I'm gonna eat my lunch, I'm gonna jump on that email, work on my little quote if I can, and then it will be time for our afternoon, and I'll see you after school. It's after school now, and I have a big project that I'm going to be working on. I brought one of my Cricuts in, like I said earlier, and I'm going to be making some decor for my door for World Kindness Day. I have it kind of set up on my computer in pieces, so I'm going to cut some of it with cardstock, some of it with vinyl. I do want to get started right away because I think that it's going to take me a while, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out. And this will be the only thing that I do after school today. It's so much better than I even thought it would be, and I love it. Can't wait until my kids come tomorrow and they can see it too. I have a little bit of a mess to clean up, so I'm gonna do this very quickly and then I'm gonna be out of here for the night. I'll see you tomorrow. I just got to school and quickly put up our owls from yesterday in science. We went through and started labeling some external and internal body parts that the owl uses to catch a mouse. That's our anchor for this unit. We watched that, talked about it a little bit, talked about the different body parts, and then kind of touched on how it can be related to us. That's really where we're going to start going for the rest of the unit. We have a great place to start with all of that, and I put all 3 of the owls up there. That way other classes can see what other scientists are saying and thinking. Right now I need to change my whiteboard because yesterday I was doing that Cricut project after school, and by the time I was done with that I was ready to leave. Good news is that today will be a very normal day. Yesterday we were interrupted with our reading and math time with assemblies, which were very fun, don't get me wrong, but I am happy to be getting back into routine today. I forgot today is not normal because we're gonna go meet with our kindergarten buddies for the first time today, so I need to switch this around. Okay, that's right now. Here's what we have going on today in math this morning. We're gonna continue working on quick sketches. We're doing 2-digit multiplication using arrays. We have our snack break after that, and then in writing, we're all pretty much moving on to the editing stage. We're using a checklist to help us with that. We'll have a little bit of a shorter writing time today because we're going to go visit our kindergarten buddies, get started on our kindness project. In reading, I'm just going to very briefly introduce our next unit. We're doing an informational reading unit. I can kind of talk about that more tomorrow too. And then we have co-curricular, recess lunch, rotating in the afternoon. My teammates will come fill that stuff out this morning. When my kids come back to me, we're going to do some science. So we're starting off our first mystery in this unit. For read aloud at the end of the day, we are still reading a series of unfortunate events. Here's an example of what we're doing in math right now. We are doing arrays to help solve some multiplication equations. I got some things from Lakeshore Learning to help me run some small groups with arrays. The first thing I got that I'm really excited about is this double-sided magnetic whiteboard that I can just set up on my desk. I do all my small groups over here at this table, so I figured I could either have a student on each side working on a problem, or I could be writing a problem while the student is working, and then when they're done, kind of switch the board. But I'm really excited about this. And then I got some things to go with it, of course. I got these little magnetic base 10 pieces. That way they can draw out the dimensions or the little frame and then fit the pieces in. We use these during our lessons, so I think that'll be a great thing for them to be able to use and put onto the board. Also got these little bins to organize all of those pieces. I want to put like the mats, the strips, and the units all in their own little box and keep it organized. I got this set of dry erase boards with graphs on them, which I also think are going to be really nice for small groups because I can give them multiplication equations and then they can draw it on the graph and help solve it. I got a class set of those, 30 of them. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways that I can use these, especially having a full class set. I like that I can use them whole group too. And then last but not least, I got this multiplication and division kit, which is still the same thing that we're doing, setting out the dimensions and then filling in the array. And I like how it comes with different equations and also has them thinking about division because that's where we're going next. This will be perfect for my small groups as well. I'm really excited about all of that. I think I'm probably going to start using all that stuff today because that's exactly what we're working on right now, and all of this will be really helpful. And this, of course, I can just use for so much, so I'm really happy to have it. But that is all of that for now. I think that I'm going to sit down and respond to a few emails. On Thursdays, our contract time starts at 7:55, so I still have 50 minutes before that time is started. I have some things I need to print out, some emails I'm going to respond to. No meetings this morning, so I just have some solid work time to get some things done, and then I'll check in with you later. just got home and changed into some sweats and realized that I never talked to you after school today. I did pick up duty and then I was chatting with my teacher bestie for a while. I reset my board and then I knew it was time to go. It's like 5 o'clock now, so my husband is getting out of work shortly and he'll be on his way home, but I figured while I was waiting, I have some things that are due for social media tonight. I was filming a reel for Cricut as I was doing my World Kindness Day door decor. So I've edited that and then I need to add a voiceover to it. That's the stuff that you obviously don't normally see, but that's kind of what I do when I get home is I do a little bit of work on that, especially if Andrew isn't home yet. Oh, my memory card was full, but I fixed that. I think that I was trying to say that I try to get that type of work done if he's not home. That way we can just enjoy the rest of our evening together when he gets home. But I'm trying to think if there was anything that I wanted to share about today. We started this afternoon our first mystery in our human body unit in science, and they were all so excited about it. We were learning about our tendons and they were like looking at their hand trying to find them, or different joints. They were moving all their parts around trying to find different joints in their body, and they were like noticing the veins and they were all interested in it. So it makes it obviously more fun when they're all interested and excited about it and curious too. They had a lot of questions and a lot of them are things that we're going to get to soon. So I was excited to see them interested in learning more, especially about things that I know we're gonna discover soon. I also, right after school, just sent out a sign up genius for my Halloween party. I have a really great group of parents that are helping plan and prep everything for the party. I did make a quick sign up genius for a handful of things that they haven't grabbed yet, and then also asking for donations towards the party. I can help reimburse some of their purchases, things that they already have ready to go for the party. It's gonna be so fun. I've done cider and donuts as the snack in previous years, but this year we're gonna do the cider donuts and some apple juice. Juice boxes I think will be a little bit easier. We have some games that are being made. They're doing the little sensory boxes where they like stick their hands in and touch gross sounding things. And then we have a super fun and cute craft, but I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're interested in some ideas for a Halloween party, make sure to check out my vlog from last year. I had a really fun craft that I did and a game too that my 4th graders really liked. So check that out. I'll have a link down below too. And then Sign Up Genius is my other tip for gathering supplies for parties. I also use Sign Up Genius for my conferences. Everything is just laid out very nicely. The different parents can go on and see, like for conferences, the times I had available and sign up for a time, or like the Halloween party one that I just sent out, I put out juice boxes. I need 25 of them, 2 tablecloths, and then I had a couple $5 donation spots that they could sign up for one. I think it just makes everything really easy. The other thing I wanted to share was that Emily and I got our classes together for the first time today. She teaches kindergarten and my 4th graders and I came down to their room today to kind of do a little meet and greet. We gave them all partners and we're going to be working towards, starting next week, World Kindness Day project. I just found these free kindness coloring pages, so we printed these out for them, and the different partnerships got to pick some coloring pages, and they were asking some get to know you questions as they were coloring their pages. We were only down there for about 30 minutes total, so we just kind of introduced them to each other, gave them something really quick to do together, and my 4th graders were amazing leaders down there. I was so proud of them. I know that all of them had a lot of fun, and I already have them asking when we can go back down there. Next week, we're going to go down for a quick kindness themed lesson. I know that at least part of it will be a read aloud and then some discussion, and then that's leading into the project that we're going to do. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but I believe we are going to have them create a kindness bingo board. They're going to, with their partners, fill in the different boxes, things that they can do at home, at school, at their sport or activity, things that they can do to be kind to others or show kindness to others. And then they're going to take it home and fill out the bingo board before we meet back together and kind of talk about our experience. For their reflection, we have a little worksheet that's going to guide their discussion and thinking. So that's just what we have right now, but more to come on that soon. I just thought that today was so fun getting them together and getting to meet her little kinders. So I'm looking forward to it next week when we can come back together as well. I think that that's all I kind of wanted to talk about right now. I'm gonna go get that reel done, start making dinner, and then enjoy the rest of my evening. I will see you tomorrow at school for the last day of the week. Happy Friday. I just got to school and I'm getting set up and ready for the day. I have my whiteboard all set up. We have a really fun math lesson, multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000. My mathematicians and I have always been a fan of this lesson. We have some arrays like we've been working on. I've already taught them the strategy, so they've been using it a lot. Here are my notes from this lesson last year where we were talking about multiplying by then 100, and then we did a couple more examples with that before we went on to some independent practice. I think that'll be a fun lesson for everyone today. So that's all ready to go. In writing, we are still working on editing. It is taking a very long time to type and move on to editing and give feedback and all of that. I did decide that I'm going to send leadership binders home today with everything in it but the writing. It's just time for things to go home. So I have all of this stuff that's going to go into their binders this afternoon. The first thing I have is their communication sheet. So this goes at the front of every binder. The kids are going to take home the binder this weekend. I'm asking an adult to look at it and sign this to say that they looked at it with their child. Leaving a comment for their student is optional. I have their leadership binder covers in here that they decorated. We're going to put those in the leadership binder. The green and some of the white down there are some social studies things. I have the purple, their math test, and then the pink is their reading rubric and little assessment. This afternoon, I'm going to start this process. All of my students have a binder that's ready for them. They have their student number on the side, and then this is where they're going to put the cover that they decorated the first week of school. The first thing inside will be that blue communication sheet, and then we have all the subjects organized with little dividers. Colors are the same as their assessments. I'm going to have them get all of their binders, and then I pass out everything that they are going to put into their binder. Normally, I pass out things while they're either reading or doing something independently. When I'm done passing out, we start the process of putting everything in. By the time we are starting, they have this on their desk. They have a stack of papers on their desk. I tell them to find the blue communication sheet. We're going to open the binder, put it in, close the binder, and then flip so they can see the word reading. I'll tell them to flip that one so they can see the word writing, and then we're going to find the pink paper in our stack of papers that they have on their desk. And this is where the little stickies come in. I give them a little tab to put on every assignment that is new to the binder, everything that we're putting in there. They'll put a little tab on it, open the binder, put it in, close the binder. We won't have anything for writing, so they're going to flip, find the purple packet, put a little sticky on it, goes in the binder, close the binder, flip, and I have a few science things that they're going to put in. Sticky tab goes on all of them, close the binder, flip, all the social studies stuff with a tab on it will go in. When they bring it back to school, I just make sure that it's signed and they put it right back onto the shelf. The next time we do binders, I have them take the tab from the last time off. All of the old things are clear from tabs. They reuse the tabs. So our next reading assessment that goes home, they're going to take the tab off of this one and put it on the new one. That way adults know that everything with a sticky tab on it is something that they haven't seen before, and they know kind of what to look for in the binder. I also tell them that the binders are coming home today. In my weekly e-blast, I'm going to put a note that the leadership binders are coming home today, so keep an eye out for it. I put a little blurb in there last time that it's going to come home. I told them that it's going to come home this week, so make sure to keep an eye out for it. Sign it, send it back when you're done looking at it. And like I've said before, I don't really put a due date on when the binder needs to come back. I know that some of my students split time between two homes, so if they're not going to the other house until the next weekend, I don't want them to feel like they have to bring it back before everybody that wants to see it has a chance to look at it. If it gets to be excessive, like a month, then I'll ask, hey, where's your leadership binder? But we don't normally have that issue, thankfully. And we don't really need them until the next time that we're going to fill them. Aside from when I use them for conferences, report cards, progress monitoring, all of that stuff. I do obviously like to have them here as much as possible, but that'll be this afternoon's job. The last thing that I need to do this morning is to get our National Geographics out. We're starting our new unit in reading. It's our informational reading unit, and throughout this unit I have students pick a National Geographic from our collection. That way I know that they have access to something to apply our lessons to. I have those on my storage shelves, so I'm going to need to go grab those this morning. And then Emily's also going to call me. She's not going to be here today, so I'm going to go set up her room for her sub. I just went down to grab the National Geographics. I have a bunch of different options for them, lots of different choices in there for them to find something that they're interested in and excited to learn more about. During reading today, I'm just going to lay them all out. That way they can see all of their options. And then I'm going to pull sticks to come and pick a National Geographic. Like I said, this is something that they're going to use all throughout the unit, so that'll be later, but it's all ready to go. Everything else is ready for today as well. So I'm going to go work on my e-blast. I want to make sure that my lesson plans, my copies, all of that is done before I leave today. So I'm going to get a head start on that right now, work on it during my plan, and I'll see you at lunch. I'm so bummed because I forgot today was Michigan State Spirit Day at school because of the game tomorrow, but they also are having a little tailgate down in the lounge. So I got some pizza on a cute Michigan State plate, and then I had this little lanyard in my drawer, so I just pulled it out and put it on to have a little bit of green on today. I wanted to eat down there, but nobody was down there. I think my teammate, at least one of them, ate during our co-curricular time because it's so close to our lunchtime. So I'm just going to sit here and eat quickly, grade some homework. That way I can go home today. During my plan time, I did all of my lesson plans and copies for next week, including an activity that I'm going to end up doing for my observation on Monday. I'm being observed in science and I'm teaching my own class, so I'm feeling really good and ready for that. I also copied their homework, so that's ready to go home today. And my e-blast is done too. I just popped a picture in from our Dig and Discover dinosaurs, put a few announcements in there for Halloween, and our leadership binder is coming home today, and I'll be ready to send that one off. Feeling good about all of that. I do have to leave right after school today. I have kind of a busy weekend. I have 2 sets of grandparents. One set, their birthday dinner is tonight, so right after school I'm going to go home, change, and then make my way over to that dinner. Then tomorrow my other set of grandparents are coming into town because on Sunday my sister just bought a house, so she's having a housewarming party. We're gonna have a very busy weekend, but a lot of fun family time that I'm really looking forward to. But all that being said, I need to leave right after school today. I need to make sure everything's done and ready to go. Last step of that will be to grade their math homework, which will be super quick and easy. So I'm gonna eat, do that, and I'll check in with you for a little bit after school. Board is filled in for Monday, and I'm about to get out of here and go off to dinner and some family time this weekend. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog coming along with me through this week in 4th grade. I will see you for my next video. Thank you for watching.